the film and getting ready for this game.
Who first taught
getting
you
your
how to
teammates
study?
down here today, getting the rest of the guys, that initial excitement of beginning preparations?
Say it one more time.
Just getting the rest of the team down here and officially kicking off game week.
Well, it's great to have the team down here right now. That means it's time. We have less than a week. Yesterday we were watching the Pro Bowl and watching the guys play, and watching the NFC side, and they're rooting us on, and we're excited about that. But now it's work a week. It's a work week.
John, Reggie was talking about Hargrove. He says, from some days you don't know if you're going to get the crazy Hargrove or you're going to get the kind of calm Hargrove. Can you describe what is the crazy Hargrove? What is that like? What's the energy like?
It's not crazy in a bad way. Hargrove is a guy that he's a fun guy, a fun, high character, high motor, high attitude, high everything guy. He's up there. And, he has those days where he just likes to joke around, have a lot of fun with the guys, run around. And you need guys like that on the team, just different personalities on the team. That's what makes us special. That's what makes us different and separates us from other teams.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. You finish. Go ahead.
Thank you. He did these 6 50-yard sprints back-to-back within 2 minutes during training camp, I guess, or was it off like an OTA day?
It was, I want to call it before training camp. So, yeah, off-season.
What was the point of doing that?
Hargrove. There was no point. Just to say he could do it.
Back when you were at UM, who was the guy who taught you how to study film?
It was Ed Reed was the first to teach me about football, not necessarily studying film. It was really about just teaching me, and I always say, the game within the game, just watching a player's demeanor, body language, and then it was really Coach Hargraves and Coach Shannon. Coach Hargraves was my linebacker coach. Coach Shannon was my D coordinator at the time, and they helped me watch film. Shannon, coming from the NFL, he taught me how to break down film, break down an opponent, understand tendencies.
What would you say? Where do you think you are now compared to where you started when you were just began in the NFL?
I think I've taken a couple steps in the right direction. I think there's still more I can break down, and the biggest thing is about being able to process all the information on game day. So I can break down as much film as I want, and if I'm out there thinking too much, or I'm out there second guessing myself and not playing ball, then it really means I need to back off a little bit. So I'm trying to get to that point where it's a fine line to where I have as much info as I can, but at the same time I'm playing fast football.
John,
what would you say is the game? A lot of people keep talking about one of the biggest keys defensively is getting to Peyton Manning. When you hear people say that, do you think, wow, that's a lot easier said than done?
Definitely a lot easier said than done. I believe he was sacked a few times this year, and I don't know how much he was pressured, but you don't have a guy who's 4-time MVP sitting around for just taking sacks. I mean, he just doesn't do that. So you have a guy that understands the pressures, understands where the pressure's coming from, and he's going to get the ball out quickly.
So that means what to this defense?
To us, we have to keep working. We have to lock the guys down on the outside. We have a bunch of capable receivers, but we have to do a good job manning them up and try to make them pump the ball a couple times and get the pressure on them.
John, what would you say is the biggest difference between Manning and the quarterback you just faced in the championship
Brett
game?
Favre and Manning. Brett Favre will take a couple hits. You don't see Manning take a lot of shots, and it's not even necessarily sacks. He just doesn't take a lot of hits. You'll see him just drop quickly, or he'll get rid of the ball before you can even get a hand on him or anything like that. Brett Favre, he's fearless. He'll sit in there, take the hit, knowing the hit's coming, and still deliver an accurate pass. Brett Favre can get it out there accurately before you get the hit.
John, what does it feel to come back here and play the Pro Bowl and then also play for the championship? Did you ever think that you would be down here in South Florida and with all these fans down here?
Well, didn't think about it much until it was actually a reality, and that reality started way back in April. And for me, it was really just about working hard. And, this is just the product of me working hard right now. So I don't want to forget where I came from as far as this off season, as far as training camp and the rest of the season. So this week is the same thing, just work.
And a lot of people said it speaks volumes about the Canes program and everything. Just talk a little bit more about that. 11 guys invited to the Pro Bowl, and then now a couple of you guys are at least in the championship game.
Yeah, I mean it's great for us. It's great for the program. Any way we can represent University of Miami in a positive way, we're excited about that. We have a great affiliation. I love Miami. That's what I grew up on, so it's great.
Jonathan, a lot of players, a lot was made this year about concussions in the league, and they've changed some things. You're in a game now, it's the biggest game of your life. If you had something minor, a minor concussion, so-called minor concussion, would you be willing to play through that? And do you think most guys would, just because this is the game of a lifetime?
I would say the player, it's the player's job to play football. That's what we do for a living. And it's the trainers and the head coaches, it's their job to understand what's best for the player. So of course the player's gonna say, well, I don't know when this opportunity's gonna come back, so I want to play. And then of course if you're open and honest with the trainer and the head coach, then it's up to them to decide, look, is he ready to play? Should he play? Is that what's best for the team? And, you know, a perfect example was I believe Ryan Clark for Pittsburgh. He wanted to play up in Denver, and you know, it was really up to Tomlin and the trainers to say, you know what, this is not what's best for the team. This is not what's best for you.
Would some guys maybe try to hide it just because they don't know?
You know, I don't know, because you're playing with more than, it's not like an ankle sprain. You know, you're playing with your head. That can be life-threatening. And I don't know if guys would hide that. I know I wouldn't hide that.
The football players are from a young age are conditioned to, you know, go play through. Do you think that's changing at all?
I don't think that's changing. You know, it's just, you know, about being mentally tough, you know, fighting through little nicks and bumps. But again, when you're talking about concussions and all the things and studies that you hear about it, you know, it has a long-term effect. So, as I said, it's not like having a sprain or an ankle sprain or things like that. It's something serious. So, I don't know. I know I wouldn't want to try to play or hide that I had a concussion. It'd be something for the coaches and the trainers to decide.
John, was there significance
to this day that teams actually finally get to the Super Bowl? You were here yesterday.
Right.
Obviously, you guys got displaced from your first practice facility. What's today been like with all the craziness going on?
It's been fine. You know, just had to adjust. We're not worried about that. You know, we have the whole day, we have the whole week for football. So a little rain's not going to stop us, and it's not going to bother us in any way. If everything gets pushed back a little bit, you just adjust and keep going.
How much did you guys like to move the Pro Bowl guys by dressing up as the bellhops, you know, for the rest of the guys?
Yeah, that was fun. You know, that was Sean's idea, and we had a good time with that. We ran with that, and you know, the guys liked it coming off, and you know, it really just had everybody just at ease, you know, for the first part.
John, was there
Is that
significance
coach's
to
just to try to lighten things up and have you guys, you know, not be too serious and not, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you see guys, everyone was pulling out their cameras and their flip videos, and you know, just having a good time with it in the beginning.
John, was there significance to New England win at all? I mean, I know they're different mileposts over the course of the year.
I didn't hear you.
Was there significance to the, like added significance to the New England win, and maybe the hype that went into that game and
New
everything
England
else?
game?
Yeah.
Oh, the Monday night New England
Yeah.
game to now? Significance?
I mean, just significance to your season, that win.
You know, the only significance would be that we won the game, and that helped us to get the 1 seed. You know, that 1 seed went down to the wire with Minnesota, and we could have easily been kicking that field goal to win the game in Minnesota instead of in New Orleans. So, you know, looking back at the season, it was a big win for us. We were excited about the win, but all it did was really just position us to get to this point.
Did you take anything out of the? What was that moment like for you watching, you know, in overtime, crazy game?
Mm-hmm.
No one knew which way it was going to go pretty much the whole way. What were those moments, seconds, minutes like for you?
You know, it's different when you're in control, and I'm just sitting there, I'm playing the game. So for myself, it's no nerves, no anything. We just have to execute. So if we would have lost the coin toss, we had to go out there, get our offensive ball back, and hopefully we win the game. And, you know, just looking at the coin toss, we were excited that we got the ball, but, you know, we had a huge fourth down, a huge third down. They had, I think, 3 official reviews during the time. So, you know, all those things, you just have to just really try to relax and get ready to play if it's your time.
John, who were the players who reached out to you?
John, is the rule right on overtime? I mean, it worked out, but do you agree with it?
What rule?
The overtime rule. Do you like the rule? I mean,
the sudden death?
yes.
That's the way it's been. I've never questioned it. So.
Is there any more special playing here in Miami?
Say again.
Is there any more special playing here in Miami?
No, not really. It's only special if you win. So I'm not gonna say, oh, it's special if we lose the game, because this will just be the place where I lost my first Super Bowl. So it's only special if you win the game.
John, what did you guys show yourselves? Let me just get this one. What did you guys show yourselves in that Dolphin game here? Josh got me last time.
the great comeback game. Did you guys ride that one for a while, the way it happened, and what did the Dolphins show you that day?
You know, I don't think we. Well, to answer your question, what it showed was our